A great company knows that growing the leadership from within can actually unlock the potential of what a company can achieve. You are listening to Legal Skinny Podcast with Trisha Barita. I'm a 15-year licensed practicing attorney in the state of Texas. I created Legal Skinny because when I've been invited to do educational seminars on different subjects in employment law, employers and HR professionals would often ask me, where can they find out a little more information on this or a little more information on that? Look, there's a lot of resources out there, but sometimes it's confusing and people are so busy. Sometimes people have only 30 or 15 or maybe even 5 minutes in their day to devote to learning something new. On this podcast, you'll hear me have discussions and interviews on topics relevant to employers. Disclaimer though, Legal Skinny is for entertainment and informational purposes only, not meant to provide legal advice and does not create an attorney-client relationship. Also, remember, laws change or they differ by jurisdiction, so this is not a substitute for seeking legal counsel in your jurisdiction on the current law applicable to you. My name is Trisha Barita, and I'm the founder of LegalSkinny.com and the Legal Skinny Podcast, an educational resource for the employer. Let me tell you a little bit about myself before I explain why I created Legal Skinny. So I was born and raised in Texas, and I love it here. My husband and I participate in local gumbo and barbecue cook-offs in our free time. And sometimes the barbecue and gumbo turns out great and sometimes not as much, but we have a great time doing it. We also love spending time with our twin girls. So there's not as much time for the barbecue cook-offs and gumbo as there was before them, but it's all very interesting being a working mom. I'm also a 15-year practicing licensed attorney here in the state of Texas. I'm a business owner and entrepreneur. I own my own law firm in downtown Houston. And my legal practice involves labor and employment law on the management side. Now, as a business owner and entrepreneur, I am an avid learner. So I love a great podcast, blog, legal course online, or any interesting books that I can get my hands on. So this really leads me to why I created Legal Skinny in the first place. So sometimes I've been asked to give educational courses related to employment law and other HR matters. And when I've given those courses, oftentimes I will get asked by the owners of the businesses or the HR professionals for the business asking me if they can get a little more information on this or where they could get a little more information on that. And I completely understand. I often am looking for a little more information on a subject matter too. And there's just so much information out there. And sometimes you don't have a lot of time to search out, what might be interesting for what you're looking for. So when you only have 30 or 15 or 5 minutes in the day to devote to learning, that is kind of where Legal Skinny came from. It's a platform for continued educational growth for employers and their teams. So on this podcast, you may hear something called a Legal Skinny brief, which is going to be on a particular topic that I think employers might find interesting, or case studies about legal cases that have come out and the facts of those cases and what the courts are saying. Or interviews with individuals anywhere in the United States or beyond that I find have some sort of interesting information that I'm interested in knowing a little more about, and maybe employers would too. If you like my podcast, I appreciate you joining, and please, I'd love to have you subscribe. But I want to let you know that Legal Skinny is not just the podcast. It's actually more of a philosophy of continued learning for me. So whether you're the CEO of a company, an HR professional, or in management, we've developed various tools that can be found at legalskinny.com for you to consider to grow the leadership from within. So a great company knows that growing the leadership from within can really unlock the potential of what the company can achieve. So as I mentioned, I myself am always trying to learn and expand my knowledge. As a business owner and entrepreneur, if you're a lifetime learner like me, then I hope you enjoy this podcast and legalskinny.com and all the educational offerings there. Thanks for checking us out, and please sign up for our newsletter to get updates on educational opportunities and all things Legal Skinny. Have a great day. Thanks for joining us on this episode of the Legal Skinny podcast. Do not forget to subscribe to get future podcast episodes. Also, check out legalskinny.com to join our newsletter and get details on all the educational resources we offer for the employer. Also, disclaimer, remember, Legal Skinny is for entertainment and informational purposes only, not meant to provide legal advice, and does not create an attorney-client relationship. Laws change or they differ by jurisdiction, so also remember this is not a substitute for seeking legal counsel in your jurisdiction on the current law applicable to you.